important with regards to inspiration versus perspiration. We watch these videos on YouTube or Instagram, this guy working out, this athlete, this chef, amazing chef skills, this person doing this one's biography, his autobiography. It's amazing, right? This person's idol, this man, blah, blah, oh, wow. And it's very deceiving. And you get caught up watching the videos, and that's it. When you read someone's life biography, you watch their story, you learn about their struggles, it's supposed to be a 1 to 9, 1 to 10 ratio. 10%, 90%. 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration, meaning you sweating yourself. Understand this? So I like to work out, physical fitness. I like to be lean and have muscles and be strong. I'm sitting watching this famous bodybuilder and what he did and how he lost the weight and how he gained the weight and how. MashaAllah, that's wonderful. But I'm sitting, eating, sleeping with a belly. Everyone understand this? So I take a small piece of his life to inspire me, but the 90% has to be on me breaking my back doing what? Working out. You guys with me or not? So that's the purpose of this. Bukhari's life, Bukhari can. What are we going to do with that great legacy and that great life? Let's go after it. Let's sweat a little bit. Nah? All right. Khair inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Let's move forward to Imam Abu Dawood, rahimahullah ta'ala. Who's our next reader? Bismillah. Al-Imam Abu Dawood. Al-Azdi. Number 3 is Imam Abu Dawood. And Imam Abu Dawood's first name is Sulaiman. Abu Dawood is his kunya. He became famous, well-known, renowned, infamous with his kunya, but his actual name is Sulaiman. His father's name is Al-Ash'ath. Grandfather, Shaddad. Going further in his lineage, the son of Amr, the son of Ishaq, to the end of his lineage, Al-Azdi, the tribe or the clan of Azd, right? Which is what type of tribe or clan? Arab or non-Arab? Non-Arab? Who says Banu Azd is Arabi? Not Abu Dawood, is he Arab or not? It's not the question. The question is Banu Azd, Arab tribe or not? You guys understand the question? There's a big difference between the two. I can have a name, that's an Arabic name, doesn't mean I'm an Arabic person or Arabian. But the tribe or the clan is Arabian or not? Tayyib, we'll get there. Al-Muhim, these are some lessons with regards to a person who isn't of Arabian ethnicity, but in Islam, whether you like it or not, one point or another, لا بد أن تمر بالعرب. شئت أم أبيت. Everybody clear on this? You don't like Arabs, Arabs don't like me, etc. But if you're trying to seek knowledge and learn, and you want to excel, your path must come to the junction of the what? That's just how it is. And if it was another religion, it will be the same. If a person was Jewish, regardless of his ethnicity, where he comes from, he at one point or another is going to have to come in contact with what? Hebrew, the language and the culture. That's just how it is. So the shaitan tricks the people with regards to different racial differences to get them to be far from the deen. Bu'd an ad-din wa bu'd an sunnah. Because of the Arabs, I'm not Arab, I don't like Arabs, Arabs don't like me, Arabs, etc., etc., etc. طيب يا أخي هذا تعبد لله ليس تعبد الناس. You're not worshiping the people. You don't do this because of the people. But this is the Prophet ﷺ says, do this, pray like this, sleep like this, eat like this. You don't have a choice, you don't have an option if you're a Muslim. So whether Abu Dawood rahimahullah ta'ala is Persian or Turkic or this or that, his lineage goes back to some type of what? Everybody get the point? One of his grandfathers, one way or another, had some relation and connection to some type of what? That's just how it is. All right, moving forward. Nisbatan ila Sijistan. Where is Sijistan today? What does that sound familiar to? Stan, all right? That's all right, so use the clues. It's definitely a stan. Stands are generally where? All right, now think close. What is the word Sijistan? What is the first thing you think about? What does that sound like? Sijistani. Land. But what is it familiar to? What do you think of when you hear Sijistan? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? If it was me, Sijistan, the first thing I think about Iran. It just sounds like an Iranian type of name or title. Sijistani. La, doesn't sound like Baghdad. Similar. That beginning is Sijistan. Shiraz. This is right. It's similar, right? La, that's further away. That's further away. Not just the stand, but the Sijist, the beginning, the first half of it, right? Right. Moving forward. He is Imam Ahl al-Hadith fi asrihi. He was the top, the Grand Master of Hadith during his time, and the author of As-Sunan, which is one of the 6 dependent upon books. He was born in the year 202. Close to who? Who was born in a similar time? Imam Muslim. Sanat kam? 204. So he was born before Muslim. Tayyib. All right. He was born in the year 202. Then it says that he traveled. Rahila. He fulfilled the sunnah of the people of Hadith by doing what? Traveling. To where? He started off with the Hijaz, Mecca, Medina, Jeddah, Taif. And then Iraq. And then Khurasan. Similar, Sijistan, Khurasan. But it's not Stan, but it's a similar type of wording. You get the point I'm trying to make? Okay, so he went to these countries, Hijaz, Iraq, Khurasan, and also Sham, the Levant. Whether that's Syria, Lebanon, Palestine, etc., the Levant. Wa Misra, also Egypt. Wa Thughur, and the border frontiers, i.e., the edge between Darul Islam, the Muslim lands, the Islamic lands, and Darul Kufr, Darul Harb, the frontiers, the Thughur, where there is a wall or a castle, there is a border. Beyond this land, there are non-Muslims. Hostile, friendly, but this is the Thughur. These are where the people stand and watch. So it goes to show you that he didn't just rely upon comfort, right? But for a person to go to the borders, to the frontiers, he's far from home. And oftentimes, if there is an invasion, the Thughur is going to be the what? The first people to bear the brunt of that what? Of that invasion. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Moving forward, from Imam Abu Dawood's students, his students is Imam al-Nasa'i. So Nasa'i is from the Kutub al-Sitta, and he's also his disciple, showing his level. Imam al-Tirmidhi was also a student of Imam Abu Dawood. وغيرهما. All right? وَكَانَ فِي الدَّرْجَةِ الْعُلْيَا مِنَ النُّسُكِ وَالصَّلَاحِ. And he was very pious. He's very righteous. He wasn't just a scholar of information or facts or sound bites, but he actually had knowledge. جمع في كتابه السنن ما يقرب من 5300 حديث. And in his book As-Sunan, he gathered over 5,000 hadiths, 500 and 300 narrations, just in his one book. طيب. وَقَدْ طَلَبَ مِنْهُ, he then says, or before that, sorry, we skipped the line, excuse me. He says, وَتَفَقَّهَ بِالْإِمَامِ أَحْمَدْ بِنْ حَنْبَلٍ وَلَازَمًا وَكَانَ يُشْبِهُهُ. So first and foremost, he went to Baghdad. And Baghdad was called Ka'batul Ulum. That was the center, the heart of Islamic knowledge and Islamic civilization. So he went to Baghdad and he stood by the side of Imam Ahmad closely for many years, for a very long time. And he used to resemble Imam Ahmad. Did they resemble each other from the beginning? Or did he hang out with Imam Ahmad so much that he started Asbaha ish? Yushbihu fi surah. Right? When people say you hang out with such and such so much, you start to what? You start to look like him. Or did they look like each other from the get-go? Tayyib, what did Imam Abu Dawud look like? We would know the answer if we know what Imam Ahmad looked like. What was the physical description or the physical attributes of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal? Was he tall? Was he short? Was he thin? Was he brawny? Was he a little, had weight? Was he of light complexion, dark complexion, medium complexion? What type of features did Imam Ahmad have? Did he have a big beard, a small beard? Did he have hidna? What was his physical description with regards to Imam Ahmad? All right, moving forward. وَقَدْ طَلَبَ مِنْهُ الْأَمِيرُ أَبُو أحمد طلحة فضل الموفق العباسي. بسم الله. طيب فضل. أبو داود مفروض فضل. أما الأولى
نعم والثانية نعم وأما الثالثة فناسب إليها لأن الناس بالعلم سواء فكان أولاد الموفق العباسي يحضرون ويجلسون وبينهم وبين العامة ست. استقر بالبصرة وبها توفي سنة 275 هجرية عن 73 سنة رحمه الله رحمة واسعة.
جزاك الله خيرا. All right, now he talks about some of Imam Abu Dawud's life and some of the trials, بعض المحن, some of the different things that he went through, بعض مواقفه, some of his positions, which show يعني هذه المواقف هي في الواقع تسلط يعني الضوء على شخصية هذا الإمام. شخصيته كيف يعني كشخص كإنسان، لا الحفظ والرحلة ولكن كيف هو. His personality. So Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah ta'ala, he was requested by a leader, an Emir, Abu Ahmad Talha, who was al-Muwaffaq al-Abbasi, from the Abbasid dynasty. And he wanted three things from Abu Dawud. The first was for Abu Dawud to relocate to Basra in Iraq. For the people to لِتَرْحَلْ إِلَيْهِ طَلَبَةُ الْعِلْمِ. So the students of knowledge, the disciples of hadith, would travel to Basra because Abu Dawud's there. It's a big name. And obviously this is after a great civil war, a great rebellion, and a great uprising in Basra in the 3rd century, which was known as Fitnatul Zanj. Fitnatul Zanj. It was a great rebellion, a great slave rebellion. And obviously it was also a great political intrigue. And the slaves rebelling against those who were their overlords or masters was the smoke screen. Right? It was a game within a game. What's important is many people were killed, many people were violated, wealth, property. It was a lot of destruction in Basra. So the Emir, the governor, he wanted to rebuild the city. He wanted to, make Basra a sprawling metropolis again. So he asked Imam Abu Dawud for three things, three conditions. You do these three things, you won't have to worry about anything. You can teach, you can write, you'll be taken care of. The first of the three things he said, for him to move and stay in Basra. وَثَانِيهِمَا أَنْ يَرْوِيَ لِأَوْلَادِهِ السُّنَنَا. As for Imam Abu Dawood would teach his children his book, give them ijazah, give them an isnad, to give them his book. And the third, وَثَالِثُهَا أَنْ يُفْرِدَ لِأَوْلَادِهِ مَجْلِسًا خَاصًا. Please give my children a special class. Just my children. Please don't allow other people to sit with them. Come and teach them, just my children. All right, you see where we're going with this? Just like who? Bukhari. All right, and it's the same thing happens again. The political leader and the righteous scholar. The same history repeats itself. The political person thinks that his politics and money and wealth can buy and purchase anything. Even ilm. Even knowledge of the deen. And the righteous scholar is supposed to be someone who says no when he has to say no, even if it upsets or offends someone. Malish, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I can't agree to this condition because al-ilm fawq al-jami'. Knowledge is above all of us. Knowledge is sacred. Knowledge cannot be touched by unclean hands. End of discussion. It's bigger than me. If it was up to me, I would do it. But it's going to be disrespectful to the legacy. So please give my children a special class. Why? لماذا? There's no space. فإن الخلفاء أو فإن أولاد الخلفاء لا يجلسون مع العامة. هذا الزيات وهذا فلاح وهذا. You can't sit with these people. This oil merchant, this basket weaver, this bread seller, this baker, this. You can't sit with these people. This slave, this servant, this disabled person. This person from this lineage who looks like this and smells like this, you can't expect the princes to sit with these normal people. It's unbefitting. Imam Abu Dawood, rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, as far as the first one, no problem. The second one, no problem. As far as the third, فَلَا سَبِيلَ إِلَيْهَا. Sorry, I can't give it to you. I cannot agree. And that is because knowledge knows no nationality, race, gender, age, class, caste. Everyone understand this principle here? Knowledge, listen carefully, these are very important words. Knowledge of the deen knows no race, shape, color, form, size, amount of money, nobility, peasantry. Not in knowledge. Dunya, no question about that. Who goes to this college, who is the imam, who learns this, etc., etc. But the deen, the sacred knowledge, the real sacred knowledge, is no such thing as I'm from this country, you're from that country, I'm tall, you're short, I'm light, you're dark. Abadan. All people are equal when it comes to knowledge. And of course, we should benefit from this when it comes to the masjid. The masjid should be a public place in which anyone who walks in the door feels welcome. Any Muslim and non-Muslim as well. But we're talking about the Muslims, he should feel welcome in the masjid and not, oh, this is a Yemeni masjid. I'm not Yemeni, so I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. Or this is a Kurdish masjid, and I'm not from Kurdistan, so, or this is a Palestinian masjid, or this is a black American masjid, or this is this type of masjid and that type of masjid. And wallahi, alhamdulillah, I'm not saying this masjid, but many masjids you go into, and that is exactly how you feel. In Ramadan, it's time for iftar. They see you as a Muslim. They'll start eating and drinking, and you're just sitting on the side. Nobody will come say, tafaddal, we have some dates, have some stuff. We don't know who he is. He's not a part of us, so khalas. And if you try to go and get something to eat or drink for iftar, they won't tell you no, but you can feel the discrimination against you. You can feel it, that you are not welcomed in this place because you're not Kurdish, or you're not black, or you're not Malaysian, or whatever the case may be. And that's a problem. And of course, this should start with the imam, the top, the administration. They should make it their job to make every Muslim feel welcome in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can't stop racism. We can't stop tribalism, nationalism. It exists. But we can at least make one place pure. And that's the masjid. And it's from the Hadith min Maqasid al-Hajj. Min Maqasid al-Hajj wal-Umrah. It's for the people to be equal. Everybody dressed the same, doing the same thing, saying the same thing. All right? So Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah ta'ala said, فَلَا سَبِيلَ إِلَيْهَا, because the people are equal when it comes to knowledge. There is no one who's better than anyone else. فَكَانَ أَوْلَادُ الْمُوَفَّقِ الْعَبَاسِ يَحْضُرُونَ وَيَجْلِسُونَ وَبَيْنَهُمْ وَبَيْنَ النَّاسِ سِتْرٌ. So the governor, he said, all right, no problem. I won't fight you on that one, but put up a sitter, put up a border, a screen, a curtain. The general people can't look at the faces of the aristocrats. Everyone understand this? At least we can do that. And of course, in many countries, if you read and study, oftentimes there were people who never ever saw their political leader. Mustahil an tanzur ila wajhi sultan. Abadan. Even when he had a majlis to listen to the people's complaints, ليسمع شكاوى الناس وطلباتهم وحوائجهم كان بينه وبين الناس ستر. لا يمكن يطلع على وجه السلطان أبدا. No one can see the king's face. His face is that royal and precious, you can't even see it. Right? Unfortunately. So that's what they did. Moving forward, he says, استقر بالبصرة. So he stayed in Basra. وبها توفي. And he died in the year 275. So he died after Muslim and after Bukhari, and he was 73 years old, which is relatively a long life. It was a relatively long life in those days. Even today, 73 is a pretty fair lifespan, let alone back then. May Allah Azza wa Jal have mercy upon him. All right, Tayyib, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi. Bismillah. Sawrah.
تلمذ على البخاري وشاركه في بعض شيوخه قام في طلب الأحاديث برحلة إلى خراسان والعراق والحجاز اشتهر بالحفظ والأمانة والعلم من شيوخه أحمد بن حنبل وأبو داود السجستاني صنف الجامع المعدود من كتب الحديث الستة المعتمدة جمع فيه فنونا من علل الحديث التي تفيد الفقيه فإنه يذكر الحديث وغالبه في أحكام الفقه ويذكر أسانيده ويعدد الصحابة الذين رووه ويصحح ما صح عنده ويضعف ما ضعف ويبين من أخذ بالحديث من الفقهاء ومن لم يأخذ فجامعه أجمع السنن
فجامعه أجمع السنن وأنفعها للمحدث والفقيه. طيب, Jazakallah khairan. Number 4, Imam al-Tirmidhi, whose first name is Muhammad. Tirmidhi wasn't his name. The son of Isa, the son of Sawrah, the son of Musa ibn Tahaq, As-Sulami al-Tirmidhi. Once again, his lineage, his tribe. Who does this go to? Banu Sulaim. Tayyib. At-Tirmidhi. So we have the nisbah ila the qabila or the fakhd or the button, and then we have the nisbah ila al-balda, the country, the town, etc. Now, 2 different things. Okay, he is from the people of a land called Tirmidh. Ihda bilad, which is a town or land, ma wara an-nahr. What does that mean? What's past the river? Anyone who answers this question, I'll give him a gift tonight. ما المقصود بكلمة ما وراء النهر؟ أين تقع هذه البلدة أو هذا المكان؟ ما وراء النهر. Arabic, English, whatever. What's meant by that? Past the river.
Beyond Iraq, Iran by chance?
Past Iraq and Iran. Close, but there's more.
Afghanistan?
Further. Anybody? ما وراء النهر. Past the river. Fadl. No. Not Yemen. No. This is further east. طيب. لا. Nope. Good guess. طيب, لنبحث الآن. بحث سريع. يلا. ما وراء النهر. بسم الله. نشوف. La. So for sure it's going to be a river or rivers that are big and known. See what we got. And that's looking in English as well, huh? What's meant by past the river, right? What you guys got? Samarkand. طيب. What's it called though? Bilad ma wara al-nahr. What's that? What is that thing called? It's called Transoxania. Right? It says here, Transoxania is the Latin name for a region and civilization located in lower Central Asia, roughly corresponding to modern-day Uzbekistan, western Tajikistan, parts of southern Kazakhstan, parts of Turkmenistan, and southern Kyrgyzstan. That area was called Ma Wara al-Nahr. Aywa, but what is that called though? What is the Nahr that they're talking about? Sayhun. What's that in English? Ha. طيب. So, طيب إيش المقصود بهذا? What do we benefit from this? Why am I wasting your time here? Something else. أريد أدلكم على أنه يعني ثمة يعني علاقة وثيقة بين الحديث وبين geography and history. So these are three things now. We make a rope. We put a rope together. Make a braid. Hadith, history, and geography. Wrap them all three together. So by studying the Islamic sciences and studying hadith, you become smarter and sharper. You'll discover things that you never knew in secular sciences. Everybody understand this? You'll learn, you'll be forced to research things that you didn't know even in English. Right? So hadith, no doubt, it sharpens the mind. It makes you smarter. And it forces you to research more. And that is why hadith is going to be at the top of the list. There's no other science that requires so much more than hadith. All right, so we just learned something about history and about geography. So you say someone, Transoxania, so on and so forth. What's that? I never even heard of that. All right, Biladu ma wara al-nahr. Moving forward, وَإِلَيْهَا نِسْبَتُهُ, and he's attributed to that land. He's one of the Imams of Hadith, one of the great memorizers. He was born in the year 209, similar. وَتَتَلْمَذَ عَلَى الْبُخَارِي. And he was the top student, or one of the top students of Bukhari. One of the top students of Bukhari. One of the Bukhari's prized pupils. وَشَارَكَهُ فِي بَعْضِ شُيُوخِهِ. And he also has teachers of Bukhari as well. So this sheikh is 90 years old. His main student is 50 or 40, who's my teacher in college. But at the same time, I've met and I've studied with the 90-year-old sheikh too. So the 90-year-old is my teacher and the 40-year-old. Everyone understand this? It's very possible. Or he doesn't have to be that old, but he started learning and teaching when he was young. Umir. All right? Kathaf. All right? Akthar min al-tadris. And that's how you have the different ups and downs. How is he a student of him, but at the same time, he's a student of his teacher's teachers? Everybody clear on this? Moving forward, Bukhari rahimahullah is not mentioned here. Tirmidhi was also a close friend of Bukhari. And he wasn't just a learner, but he actually would debate with Bukhari. And there are several instances in which he differed with Bukhari. خالفه في بعض المسائل الحديثية فيما يعني يتعلق بالعلل. خالفه. طيب. وأبدى رأيه. And obviously it's mentioned that Bukhari said to Tirmidhi, ما استفدت أكثر مما استفدت مني. He said this to his student. He says, the benefit that you got from me is he says, I benefited more from you. Look at the humility of Imam al-Bukhari, right? Moving forward. He says here, قام في طلب الحديث. So he started studying. He went to Khurasan, Iraq, and Hijaz. All right? He was well known بالحفظ والأمانة. He had integrity. He was prudent. He was righteous and pious. He wasn't a liar. He didn't plagiarize. He didn't steal. He didn't speak down or negative about people, etc. Imam Ahmad is one of his teachers, just like Bukhari. Also Imam Abu Dawud, rahimahullah ta'ala. Some say that Imam Tirmidhi was born blind. Some people, they say this. And others, they say, rather he became blind. Min shiddatil buka. He would cry so often that he got ill in his eyes and he lost his eyesight. And obviously some people say that Imam Bukhari was blind until his mother made dua for him. They say Bukhari was born without eyesight. And his mother prayed and prayed and prayed until Allah gave him back his eyesight. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Musannaf al-Jami'ah, now his book is not called Sunan. Sunan al-Tirmidhi. Rather it's called Al-Jami'. It's Jami'. And it's one of the 6 books in which jama'a fihi fununan, all types of things in this book. Ilal, the hidden defects of the hadiths, the different madhabs, who held this view, who differed on this view, وقول أحمد وإسحاق وقال أهل الكوفة وقال الثوري والعمل عليه إن أهل العلم من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وغيرهم. Okay, so Tirmidhi's book is considered to be the most beneficial of the 6. أنفع الكتب الستة يعني أعمها نفعا هو كتاب الترمذي. لم نقل أصح الكتب أشهر الكتب أضخم القرون، ما قلنا أنفع الكتب أكثرها نفعا يعني أعمها نفعا. All right, all of the books have their different features, their different distinguished points, but if you wanted everything in one place pound for pound, it's Tirmidhi's book. All right, moving forward, Tirmidhi authenticates the hadiths. He declares the hadiths to be weak. He talks about the narrators, etc., etc. ومن تصانيفه أيضا كتاب الشمائل النبوية والعلل في الحديث. عاش شطرا من حياته الأخيرة ضريرا بعد أن طاف في البلاد يجمع الروايات الصحيحة من أهل التثبت. توفي سنة 279 للهجرة عن 70 عاما رحمه الله رحمة واسعة. Imam al-Tirmidhi has other famous books that he wrote. And from those famous books, which are very important, is a book which is called Ash-Shama'il. Shama'il al-Tirmidhi, which is min kutub al-Sirah. And it talks about the Prophet ﷺ's descriptions. هذا الكتاب فيه أوصاف النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام الخلقية والخلقية. كيف كان صورته وخلقه وكيف كان أخلاقه، يعني الصفة المعنوية. كان حياء، كان على حياء، وكان على كرم والشجاعة وإلى آخره. هذا من أهم الكتب الشمائل المحمدية. And the book is in English, and I'm sure the book is in other languages as well, Urdu, other languages. But the book is a very popular book, Shama'il al-Tirmidhi. And I personally remember reading this book as a young man. The book was in my house. It was one of my father's books, and I benefited from it tremendously. And I think it was in the 9th grade. Shama'il al-Tirmidhi is a book that I would advise all of you guys to read. How the Prophet ﷺ looked, how he walked, how he talked, how he dressed, and how he behaved. All right. Imam Tirmidhi died at the age of 70, and he lived for 279 years. All right. Inshallah ta'ala, in our next class, we will move on to An-Nasa'i, and then we'll finish bid'nai ta'ala with Al-Hafidh Ibn Majah, rahimahullah ta'ala. We'll stop here tonight. If anyone wishes to add anything, or if anyone wishes to ask, they can do so bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Wallahu a'lam. Jazakumullahu khairan ala husn al-insat wal-musharaka. Thank you very much for your participation and for your listening. Tfaddal.
Do you know how many hadith did he narrate?
How many hadiths did he narrate? في كتابه ولا يعني موجود، لكن هذا بحثك نكلفك به في الأسبوع الجاي إن شاء الله. طيب، لكن بشرط والمسلمون على شروطهم. طيب، أنك تقارن بين النسخ، لأن بعض النسخ قد تزيد قد تنقص فيما يتعلق بالعدد، وهذا الشأن في الكتب الستة وغيرها. هذه النسخة كيت وكيت يعني 1000 حديث، وفي تحقيق آخر لأنهم يختلفون في تعداد الأحاديث. هل هذه تكملة للحديث السابق المعدود بالرقم الفلاني ولا حديث جديد، حديث برأسه؟ وهذا كذلك يا شيخ فيما يتعلق بسؤالك السابق عن الطعونات والتشكيكات في كتب الحديث. فبعضهم يقولون كيف البخاري حفظ وكيف روى وكيف، ما يتنبهون لهذا الشيء. قضية الترقيم هذا قضية عصرية تقريبا. في السابق لم يكن الكتب مرقمة، فلهذا كان على الواحد أن يأخذ إجازة. من أين لك هذا الحديث؟ من أين لك أن البخاري روى هذا الحديث؟ الكتاب المطبوع أي أحد يطبع كتاب، لكن يكون كتاب مجاز حفظه من شيخي، حافظ من شيخه أنه بالأمانة هذه الأحاديث من كيت وكيت هي التي روى البخاري. أما قضية الترقيم الحديث المطابع الحديثة الجديدة تختلف. أنت معي؟ فهذا مما إن شاء الله يعني يدفع به عن هذه الكتب. يعني الترقيم خلى الترقيم، الأرقام ما يهم، لأنهم يقولون 10,000 حديث 100,000 حديث، وإنما يقصدون مثلا حديث واحد له 20 طريق 10 طرق. أنت معي ولا لا؟ فضلا عن المعلقات. والله تعالى عالم. خير إن شاء الله. Any other questions? فضل.
You said that the book of the Tirmidhi is the most beneficial. I just want to know why is it more beneficial than the...
طيب. Why is Imam al-Tirmidhi's book considered the most beneficial pound for pound? Because it gives something for everyone. Imam al-Bukhari's book is jami', it's comprehensive. But there are many things in that book which you need keys and tools to unlock. Imam Muslim's book is extremely beneficial, no doubt. But there's certain things in there for specialists. Tirmidhi's usloob itself is in order and is simple. قال أبو عيسى وحديث حسن صحيح يصحح أو يضعف. البخاري يعلق أحيانا، مسلم يعلق ويشير إشارات علمية دقيقة تخفى على الأكثر أحيانا، أبو داود أحيانا. لكن الترمذي يورد الحديث يقول حسن صحيح ضعيف قريب وهكذا. So Bukhari, Tirmidhi, he authenticates the hadith or weakens it, and he talks about the ruwat, he talks about the narrators. He speaks on the narrators who have been spoken about. وفي الباب عن فلان وفلان وفلان يخرج الحديث. He mentions the other companions that mention the same or similar hadiths. You don't find that in every other book all the time. وَالْعَمَلُ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ أَهْلَ الْعِلْمِ. And Tirmidhi talks about the fiqh of the hadith, what Shafi'i said, Malik, Ahmed, Abu Hanifa, Sufyan al-Thawri, etc. You're not going to find that in those other books like that. And the Tirmidhi as well, يشرح الغريب, he explains different words. Bel, and there are even fawaid pertaining to Aqidah and Jami' al-Tirmidhi. And the Tirmidhi talks about مثلا بعض حديث الصفات ويثبت ويبين يقرر مذهب أهل الحديث في هذه الأحاديث وفي هذه الصفات. So these are different benefits for everyone. لغة, عقيدة, fiqh, جرح تعديل, etc. all in one place in a simple style. You're not going to find that in any of the other books in that manner. Everybody clear on this? So this is why some ulama have said that it is the anfa al-kutub. Not the most authentic, the biggest, but it's the pound for pound, the most beneficial. And inshallah, يعني, anyone who reads the book and he tries it out, يجد مصداق هذا, يجد. Okay? You'll find that's truthful. And that isn't an exaggeration. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Naam akhi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This question is regarding some of the hadith that we sometimes read, and they're going to say like da'if and stuff like that. So, what are the reasons for that?
In these books?
Yeah, like some of the hadith they're going to
Clear. Why are there weak hadiths in these books? These books are so great, these imams, etc., etc., etc. First and foremost is most of the people of knowledge, most of the people of hadith, they did not make it a condition to only collect authentic. That's a condition that most of them did not place upon themselves. Rather, this is a collection and a compilation. You take what you want, you leave off what you want. Some of the scholars, whether it be Bukhari, Muslim, Ibn Khuzaymah, Ibn Hibban, اشترطوا الصحة وَالْتَزَمَ الصِّحَّةِ. They made a condition, I'm not collecting in this book except what I consider to be sound. And even with that condition, قَدْ أَلْتَزِمُ مَا أَرَاهُ صَحِيحًا وَقَدْ تُخَالِفُنِي أَنْتَ فِي ذَلِكَ. And you, another scholar may differ. So authentic and weak is oftentimes relative. There are hadiths which are agreed upon unanimously by all the scholars to be sound. And then there are hadiths which are agreed upon unanimously by all the scholars to be weak. And then other hadiths in which there is potato. You understand? So these different Imams, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, they didn't say it's only genuine sound hadiths. And they knew the hadith was weak or sound. And that is why they mentioned it with the chain of narration. So they gave you the chain of narration to say, Baini wa bainak al-isnad. You have to know who's fulan and fulan and fulan. And that is why these books, mathalan, in general, they weren't made for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Every person, Zayd, Abu Bakr, Amr, min al-nas. They weren't made for every single person. You understand? So there are details with regards to what makes a hadith sound or weak, why there are weak hadiths in certain books. But those are some of the main reasons. Naam? Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. But the books in general, as a whole, for sure, are sound books. As a whole. Clear on that, inshallah? And if you want more details, as we said before, you can go to many videos that we have done on this topic with regards to the compilation of hadith, tadween and sunnah, things like this. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. Khair, inshallah. If that's it, we'll stop here tonight. Subhanakallahumma hamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Jazakumullahu khairan.